Hi guys, welcome to another video of mine. Now this one is all about vocabulary. If you are looking to improve your mark in the IELTS writing or the speaking section, this one is really important for you because the vocabulary, it's a criteria that is actually marked. So in this video, I'm going to give you all the tips and advice from my personal experience on how you can actually improve your vocabulary and therefore improve your mark in the writing or in the speaking section of the IELTS exam. So let's get started, guys. So first of all, let us see, why does it even matter? So let's say you're preparing for your IELTS exam, you're about to give your IELTS exam. Why is it important that you should improve your vocabulary when it comes for the IELTS exam? Firstly, it is part of the speaking marking criteria. If you go online and check the marking criteria that the IELTS examiner use for the speaking, there's something called lexical resource. So don't worry if you don't know what it means, because I'm going to tell you what it means. Basically, in very simple terms, it means that they're checking the level of your vocabulary, okay? So there are two things that you should have in order to get band 7 or higher, either in speaking or in the writing, okay? So firstly, you should have a wide range of vocabulary. It means that you should know a lot of words which are connected to the different topics or the essays that you get, or if you're about to speak in the speaking section, if you're given a topic, so you should know a lot of words and uncommon words, okay, not that is used very often, okay. Uncommon words is the key here. Also, the second part is that you should know how to use it accurately. So whatever high level words that you have memorized, let's say, okay, you should absolutely know how to use it accurately, correctly, and appropriately. And guys, this is a very important tip. If you're looking to get a band 7 or higher, this is something that you should really remember, okay? It's better to use a simple word and use it correctly and accurately rather than using a very high level word, and I've put that in inverted commas, and use it incorrectly, because it's going to do more harm, okay? The examiner is not going to be impressed. Also, vocabulary is also part of the writing marking criteria, okay? Again, in the marking criteria, it is mentioned again as lexical resource. And here also it means exactly the same thing as I've just explained to you guys, that you should have a wide range of vocabulary, and also you should know how to use it correctly or appropriately and accurately. Okay, so this was all for this one. Now let's move forward. Now, the first question is, very important question, or the main question is, how can you improve your vocabulary? Now, let me tell you guys, there are two main ways to improve your vocabulary, okay? And first is by reading. So as long as you're reading a lot of stuff, you can improve your vocabulary. And second is listening. So these are the two ways that can help you improve your vocabulary and therefore improve your mark in the IELTS exam. The next question that comes to mind is, what kind of material you should read? So I just told you that reading is a good way to improve your vocabulary, but what kind of material you should read in order to improve your vocabulary? Well, you can read almost anything that you're interested in, but for the purpose of the IELTS exam, I would advise you to read non-fiction material, okay? So not the novels, not the fiction books, okay? It's better to read newspapers. It's good to read articles. Online blogs are really good. And guys, one very important tip that I have got for you guys is to make it your habit. Remember guys, if you really want to improve your mark in the IELTS exam and you're really struggling, let's say in the writing or in the speaking section, you have to be very consistent. Okay, it's better to, as I already told you guys in the planning video as well, the one before it, that it's better to put an hour every day for your IELTS preparation, rather than just doing some study and then leaving a long gap in between. That's not good, okay? So be consistent. Even if you want to improve your vocabulary, be consistent with it. As for the listening part, because I told you that listening is another way that you can improve your vocabulary, you can listen to podcasts. There are a hell lot of podcasts online. You should listen to interviews, okay? So you can probably go on YouTube or online and listen to anybody's interviews. Also, it's best to listen to all these interviews without subtitles. So let's say I've told you to listen to interviews and podcasts and stuff, and you go there and you get the subtitles. But it's if your level of English is not very bad, it's better to actually listen without subtitles, because what it does is, like, especially if you're a non-native speaker, English speaker, what it does, it also improves your comprehension. So it really helps you to boost your mark in the IELTS, maybe in the listening section also. So not only you're just preparing for your writing and speaking, but indirectly you're also preparing for your listening part also. Also, guys, there is a lot of material online. Like, you don't have to go and pay and purchase all these material, okay? The reading material and things like that. There is a lot of stuff online, and all you have to do is just go and Google it, and I'm sure you can find a lot of material to read or to listen to, and then improve your vocabulary. Okay, guys? Now, let me share my method of learning new vocabulary. So when I was doing my IELTS exam, what did I do? What was my method that I used to improve my vocabulary? Whether it was for the writing section or for the speaking section, or just my general vocabulary for the IELTS exam. Because remember, guys, IELTS exam is just not about this, it's about your general level of English, okay? So you need to improve your vocabulary in order to get a good mark. So my method, it is a very simple method, but it is a very effective one, and I used it and it really worked for me. And that was, I made a vocabulary workbook. Okay, so you should just get a small notebook, or maybe on your phone even you can do it, if you find it easier. Something that you can take with you, along with you, whenever you're waiting for something, you can read your workbook. So something that is very accessible all the time to you, okay? So let me tell you my method. So let's say I was reading an article online, okay? And I came across a new word that I didn't know, okay? I wasn't aware of this word before. So what do I do next? What is my method? So I take out my workbook and I note the word down, okay? So whatever the word is, in this notebook, I'm going to make a whole list of words of my new vocabulary that I didn't know before. Then the next part is to write its meaning. So what does it really mean? The next step is to learn the different form of that word, okay? Now look, guys, there is a noun form, adjective form, adverb form of different words, okay? So let me just give you an example to make sure that you understand what I'm saying. Let's say, now guys, this is a very simple example. The whole point, I know all of you know this word brave, okay? But the whole point of giving this example is to tell you how to, whenever you come across a new word, what you should do and how you should make your vocabulary workbook so that you can utilize it to improve your mark. So let's say the new word that you came across and you didn't know about it was brave, okay? So obviously you look up for the meaning. Then the next bit you have to do is to look at the different forms of the word, okay? Now brave, when we say, let's say we say he's a brave soldier, okay? Brave is an adjective. It describes a noun. It's describing the soldier, that he's a brave soldier, okay? Now what is the noun form of this adjective of brave? It's bravery. Okay, and if we're looking for an adverb, it will be bravely. Let's say, like, he fought bravely in the war. Okay, and guys, sometimes it really helps, like, you need to put small sentences together as well, because it really helps you to understand how you can use that word accurately. Because remember, guys, it's just not about learning a whole list of new words, okay? It is about learning the word and then learning how to use it accurately and appropriately, because remember, this is the important bit, okay? So this is what you have to do, okay? So you make a list of different forms, and guys, you know, this thing really helps because it really helps you to learn a lot of different words at the same time, okay? So let's move to the next one. So what is another way of learning more vocabulary? So You learn the antonyms. Antonyms basically means the opposite of that word, and synonyms. Guys, I have to tell you this, and this is really important for the IELTS exam. Learning synonyms will really improve your score, whether it's for the writing or it's for the speaking. So let's say whatever question they give you, whether it was in the writing or in the speaking section, if you try to use synonyms instead of using the exact words that they tell you in the question, it will really boost your score. And this is one criteria that they see. The examiners see that you're using, firstly, you're using uncommon words. And secondly, they also see that you are not repeating the words that they have given in the question. Okay, so it's really important to learn synonyms. Whatever new word that you come across, learn all the synonyms that you can learn, okay? Now let me just give you an example. Let's say you were talking about food, okay? You were in your speaking test and you got a question about food and you were describing the dish or something, okay? Whatever your favorite food is, okay? So instead of using the word, you say that it was, my mom cooked it for me and it was really tasty, okay? Now, if you use this word again and again and again, guys, it's not going to impress the IELTS examiner at all. So remember not to repeat the words, okay? Use synonyms. Synonyms are words, they are different words, but they have the same meaning, okay? So, if you were talking about food and you have to tell that the food was really tasty, instead of, what synonyms can you think of? Instead of using the word tasty, you can say delicious. Okay, so instead of saying the food was tasty, you can say the food was absolutely delicious. Okay, or another synonym that you might not know. Okay, I can bet that most of you didn't know this last one. Okay, because this one is actually band 8 or even a band 9. I guess because it's very uncommon. Okay, it is scrumptious. Okay, scrumptious exactly means the same thing. It means delicious. It means tasty. Okay. So can you see how can you use synonyms to improve your mark? Okay, because it helps you not to repeat the same word again and again and again, and that's something that the IELTS examiner don't like it at all. Okay, so try to use synonyms or try to learn antonyms as well, and put all of this in your vocabulary workbook that you can access to at all times, and just review them at different intervals so that it actually sticks in your mind. Because remember, guys, it's not easy to remember the new words, okay? You have to review them again and again and again. You know, it's a very famous saying, repetition is the mother of learning. It means that you have to repeat the material again and again and again, and then only you can actually learn it properly, okay? So this is something that I had for you guys. Now let's move to the next one. Now, which topics should you focus on? I know now this one you might be thinking to yourself, this is so much work. I might read a small article even and I won't know so many words, like, right? And I'm sure that it is very overwhelming. But guys, I'm going to give you a tip that will save you a lot of time. And it actually helps you to study productively for your IELTS exam. Now, what you have to do, you have to focus on topic-specific vocabulary for the purpose of the IELTS exam. Now, what does it mean, topic-specific? It means all the words that are connected to one particular topic. Now, you can say to me, okay, there are so many topics that can come up in the IELTS exam, right? You can't really predict or you can't really tell which one they're going to give. So what topics should you focus on? And now, guys, this is $1 million question. This is a very important question, okay? But now, lucky for us, but there are some common themes or some common topics that are frequently repeated in the speaking section of the IELTS exam and in the writing section. So let me give you a few examples. And these are the topics that you should learn vocabulary related to, okay? The topics that frequently come up are education. So they might ask you something about education in your country while in the speaking section, or they might give you a question in the writing section about education, about health, about healthy eating. I remember when I was doing my IELTS exam, I got quite a few questions about health and healthy eating. in my speaking section. It's quite common in the IELTS exam. Weather, which weather you like. Relationships, okay, have relationships changed over the past few years? Questions like these, and this question is actually from part 3 of the speaking section. Technology, transport, food, environment. So how can we improve our environment? What do you think about pollution, about global warming? So all this comes in the environment. So these are the topics that you should actually focus on. And this list is very small, guys. There are many topics as well, but these are the main ones that I really think that are repeated in the IELTS exam. So you should actually focus on these topics. So let's say one day you say, okay, today I'm going to look at all the vocabulary related to food, so that if I get a question related to food in the speaking section, I can use these words. So you try and read articles or things related to food. You can just Google it, guys. It's very simple. And you just note down the words, then you note down the different forms of the word, then you look at synonyms that you can use for different kind of words that you can use for food. So this is how you build up your vocabulary, okay? And you should do it for all different topics, all these themes that I've told you, because they do come up in the IELTS exam very often. Now let's move to the next one. Now guys, I'm going to give you a summary of all the important points that I covered in this lecture, okay? So, first of all, you should know that in order to improve your mark in the speaking section or in the writing section especially, it is essential that you improve your vocabulary, okay? And if you improve your vocabulary, not only it helps in these two sections, obviously it helps in these two because it is part of the marking criteria, but it also helps in reading and listening as well, okay? Now, what are the 2 ways that you can use to improve your vocabulary? As I already covered before, it's by 2 ways, reading and listening. And what should you read? Or what you should listen to? You should read articles, you should read newspaper, you should watch English movies, you can listen to online podcasts, you can watch documentaries, English documentaries on YouTube. They're a very good source. And I used to watch a lot of documentaries. I still do because I'm really interested in all the documentaries. So it really all, as long as you can immerse yourself in English, you can surround yourself in English, it really helps to improve your English and vocabulary in particular. Now, the next important point is to make an IELTS vocabulary workbook or a work copy, okay? And you note down any new words that you come across while you're reading or while you're listening to English through all the sources that I just mentioned, okay? You should note down all the important words. Also, another effective way to expand your vocabulary is by making your learning efficient. So if you're learning one new word, you can improve it even more by learning all the different forms of the words, as I already told you, the noun form, the verb form, the adverb form, okay? You should also learn antonyms, which are the opposites of that word, and you should also learn synonyms. Synonyms are different words with the same meaning, as I already mentioned and covered in the lecture. And synonyms are the most important tool that you can use to improve your mark in the IELTS exam, okay? In the speaking or in the writing. Also, as there are many topics and it's quite an overwhelming experience, you should focus, especially focus on topic-specific vocabulary for the topics that are commonly repeated in the IELTS speaking and the writing exam. And in the previous slide, I just told you all the common themes that come up quite frequently, like education, like health, like technology, weather, okay? So you should target these areas, these topics, and read about them and learn vocabulary related to them, okay? Now guys, this was all for today. I hope you found the video useful. If you found the video helpful, please like the video and share it with your friends or with anybody you know that who's preparing for the IELTS exam. You know, it will benefit them as well. And you know, as they say, sharing is caring. So if you care about somebody and they're preparing for the IELTS exam, do share the video with them as well so that they can benefit as well. Also, if it's the first time that you're watching my video and you're new to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. because you can obviously benefit from all the free IELTS videos. I've got videos related to every section of the IELTS exam, and I'm sure you will benefit. And lastly, thank you so much for watching. Good luck for your IELTS preparation. And remember, guys, stay positive and work hard. And I'm sure you'll do well in your IELTS exam. Okay? Thank you so much again for watching. Bye-bye.